Hey, yo, you, y'all, what up? What up? We are live once again, starring yours truly, the other Ray J, and featuring special guests Venom G54 and Ice Turner Sr. So I'll let y'all shoot y'all spiel a little bit on this topic. I got a few things I'm doing in the back scenes, but I'm gonna still be with y'all and chime in here and there. But basically, tonight's topic is a pretty interesting one because as you see on the left screen of that thumbnail, perfect housewife, and then on the other side you see the witch. So I'll let y'all chime in and let me know what y'all think about that interpretation, given that this is March.
Interesting. Brother Venom, I'd definitely like to get your take on it first though, man. You know what I mean? If you don't mind.
Well, that perfect wife and that witch, in my mind, it just shows a real close relation to the narcissistic pushed situation in society today. You know, you got a lot of people that they want to front like they something, pretend like they something. And, you know, you tell yourself a lie enough times, you know, you might start to believe that yourself. Well, that's exactly what I see in the contrast of the thumbnails from the perfect wife to the witch. Because everybody that's human, everybody that's alive, and just about everything in existence got a duality to it, a balance. And meeting somebody, of course, yeah, you want to give your best impression. You want to be honest. You want to be communicating. But at the same time, you don't want to be deceptive. And on one end, the masculine nature it is what it is. The feminine nature is, I want you to think it is this. So just in very nature, there can be some deceptive qualities. Main thing though is it's more a matter of, yeah, I understand that you want to tempt and allure, but in doing so, there's still an imbalance. That's not a duality. And it being on a man's end, it has to be provided. It has to be there. It has to be foundational. It has to be substantial, and it has to be basically valid, physical. On their end, it can be a lot of hypothetical. It can be a lot of selling wolf tickets, promises that their mouth won't keep. So it's more a matter of to keep from being that witch and to be more idealized as the perfect housewife or that wifeable material. It would be a matter of them being genuine. Yeah, you ain't got to always be positive and perky and this and that. It'd be fake and false to accept that from anyone or to expect it. But in being legitimate, the best way I see it is you know what you offer, you know what you promise, so at the least keep your word. That keeps you from becoming a witch. And me and you don't have a choice and opportunity because you ain't gonna even be chose unless you meet certain boxes and tick marks. Women, you can throw on a wig, body shaper, tell them no shame in the BBWs, what is it, colorism, all kinds of things that can come up when it's not particularly their way. So it's more a matter of anybody that's seeking a relationship or going into that domain of wanting to have a significant other, a special someone, or your life partner, whatever, you got to automatically know that there's going to be compromises off the jump. And most men, being masculine nature, compromise is not what you want. You want to conquer. You want to dominate. You want to have some order and pass that on as part of your legacy, not conflict. And the difference between that wifey material, marriageable material, that woman that folks look at as she's not just attractive, but beautiful. That's a word that ain't used much, or if it's used, it's abused along the lines of being false with it. Beauty, like they say, is skin deep, but true beauty, you know, is radiating from inside to out. So for a woman to have those attractive qualities, there's very little chance for you to be misled, deceived, or allured by a witch.
Oh,
So
that brings up another interesting point, like what you brought up, Venom, is the idea of beauty and beautiful. You know, a lot of people don't know that beauty is a feminine word, but beautiful is a masculine word. So my thoughts were, she might have beauty, but it takes a man for her to be beautiful. You know, she can't be beautiful without that man in her life. She only is caught up in her own sense of beauty. And that's what we see. So a chick that thinks that she's just beautiful, yeah, that's probably your witch type right there, you know, for sure.
The piece I wanted that stuck out to me was a couple pieces as far as with the polarities, as far as what you see with the witch and you see with the housewife, right? Now, if you look at it like this, now what is the part of witchcraft? Charm, right? Charm is deceitful. They said beauty is vain, whereas though it's fleeting. But a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. So what brings the reflection of the beauty, or what makes her beautiful, is her praise of the Lord, and who is her earthly master. If you look at her husband, is basically her earthly master. The man is covering over her. So her praise is actually the reflection of him. But going back to this state, right, whereas though it brings out the witch in her, right, where it brings up what you see in society today, is that because you don't really have an actual Lord example or a masculine example being presented to him to basically, put that to rest.
Hey, on a side note, and that's some great points, Ice, and maybe we could tie this in. But Emma, I'm glad you're in the building, sweetie. But I see you put up the unicorn. A little FYI, the unicorn is a male mythical horse. Not sure if you know that. Just some FYI.
Throw stallion in there too.
Yeah, throw the stallion in there. And see, this kind of ties in sort of with our topic a little bit because, you know, chicks be like stuck on this idea of, I've heard chicks say before, like, well, my husband, he was attracted to the fact that I was built like a stallion. I'm like, oh, well, you know, this could bring up some other side notes. We won't really talk about it, but, you know, some guys, when they get out of jail, they like a dude that's built like a stallion, but still sort of feminine. I'm just saying, hey, I just had to go there. I just had to go there. Yeah, man. But let me know what y'all think about this. You know, when you usually see like scary movies, I don't know about y'all, but do y'all think that like the scariest monsters and demons are the ones that were like feminine or female in design versus the male monsters and demons?
Interesting.
I see it as they all come from the same womb. They all come from the same origins, bloodline, beginnings. So they're expressing, you know what I'm saying, their ferocity, their scandalousness, their betrayal, deception, things like that, all in different ways. But at the same time, it's still the same effect. You know, it's deception. That's usually what scares people to their core is the deception. But, you know, as far as sensitivity and people having that range of pleasure to pain, those extremes on the ends of the scale, you know, that deception is that one that it lures them in. And even if they being told up front, this is what the deception is, some get addicted to just that chase.
And another aspect of the deception, right? Now, even in a lot of what's in the deception, going back to the charm, right? All the woman's deception isn't, I would say, evil per se. It's an innocence, to whereas though they're not really even aware that they're being deceptive, right? In some aspects, and that's what kind of can make them charming. So whereas it can get guys caught up under a spell. But then on the other side of it, when you look at witchcraft, when it speaks of, what says is witchcraft is rebellion. You know, so it's kind of like hold on to that piece right there and hold on to the other aspect. So where's rebellion whenever she goes against the grain, you know, of the flow of the situation? Everything is supposed to be like living water, flowing water. You know, that's what your interaction is supposed to be. Your dealings, your weaving and cleaving. You know, it's supposed to be like living waters. When she's bucking up against that, that is form of witchcraft, and you know, she's ushering in, you know, entertaining spirits that can basically cause, you know, your demise.
And I think the sad thing about all that, with what you said, Ice, a lot of dudes know they be laying up with witches. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really this idea like you thought she was a housewife in disguise. You know, a lot of dudes be having their Captain Save-A-Ho uniform on and basically not trying to make the hoe into the housewife, but the witch into a housewife. So maybe the thumbnail should have been flipped backwards. Maybe it should have been the witch first, then the housewife.
The witch inside the housewife. Interesting.
Hmm. I mean, all these things of where you'll get a chick that'll throw some hot water on a guy while he's sleeping because she's assuming he's cheating or sabotaging his family, to where they don't know nothing about him because especially if he has some money on him, you know, this spell, or she poisons his food, and so nobody knows why he's sick all the time or why he's sad all the time, but she's living with him every day, so she knows how to make him tick. And it's deep, man. It's really deep.
Mm-hmm. Got to count your blessings if you're single.
Yeah. Speaking of that, like, you know, because this definitely does have a lot of laughter in it, you know, if we really want to check this out. But think about how she laughs. I don't know about y'all, but there are some chicks, when they laugh, they sound like witches. Like, heard a chick one time, she laughed. It was kind of like that witch laugh. It was like that. It was like, whoa, hold up. No, I had to sit back for a little bit on that one. Like, oh, she sounds like a witch when she laughs.
Oh, that was just the Black and Moms.
She's smoking on them broomsticks.
But recently they've been saying that a lot of Black women specifically are leaving the Christian church to embrace witchcraft. And I've been seeing articles on that since around late 2016. And I think the latest one I saw was the mid 2020. So if that's happening in droves, that would explain that a lot.
Oh yeah, they're leaving the Christian churches, or they're turning their Christian churches into a witch church. You know, yeah, they doing a little bit of both, man. You know, and across like the non-Black side of it, because depending on which culture you come from, you know, the Latin culture has their version of how females do witchcraft. I know amongst the European or Anglo side, the white side, they do a lot of Wicca. You see them doing a lot of Wicca, or they have this vampire culture, and they're really heavy into it, man. You know, but that's definitely a side note, because some of them bring that same energy into the bedroom. They literally want a guy to be that vampire or zombie in the bedroom.
Be careful what you wish for.
I mean, yeah, think about it, like when a dude marrying a chick, or these chicks that have these lofty goals and expectations of marriage, he got to be able to go all night. He got to be able to like really put it on me, girl. She's just trying to summon that demon out of him every time. That's all it is. You know, but people don't understand a lot of these sexual rituals, and a lot of chicks feel that if you don't do these things, they can never see themselves marrying you, especially the oral sex on them a certain way. a lot of that is part of some of their witchcraft because they see there's something about their yoni in regards to how if a man does a certain thing to her down there, it's like a form of worshiping or him eating of her tree of life, if you will, you know.
Or the knowledge of good and evil. So it's actually with that, if you look at what their thing symbolizes, it is basically kind of like a snake mouth open. You know what I mean? Essentially, tonguing Lucifer.
Yeah, facts. They want that dude to basically be Lucifer. You know, that's what turns them on. That's what doesn't get me about these guys that are out here speaking like, you know, chicks, they're attracted to me, but they ain't attracted to you. You know, whether he feels he's like the Pookie Ray Ray type or whatever. But really, we're just talking about angelics versus demons. You know, that's all this really is. And they are more attracted to demons. Simple as that.
Because walking around in public society today, it's the negative that's promoted. You know, to get your accolades for doing something positive, that's going to be rare, far, and few in between. But the negative things, you get fame, you get riches, a contract, all kinds of things. But that's the difference. And when people call it out, then they say, oh, you just hating, you broke, or you wouldn't know, you ain't never been there. But when you got some experience and you dabbled a little bit here and there, then you got to look at the damage you did to yourself, but also the fact that you can actually see the differences if you're no longer partaking. But for as long as you're doing something, you desensitized to it. You're going to continue on with it like a lemming. You'll walk right off a cliff behind the last one that did, because that's what they do. So you really can't damn or demonize folks for it. It's just a matter of they ain't been woke up to reality or how they should maneuver in their reality. And then once you learn that, then you will be falling under attack by those that are in covens and groups of witches and witchcraft, because they don't want you in their bit unless you're participating. Same way with a man in a relationship, unless a woman is cooperational and participant, you know, he ain't gonna have nothing but a rocky ride. So he'd be more apt to, okay, look, we need to go our separate ways. But as far as women doing it these days, it's praised, it's looked at as empowering, etc. But you think about it, the way they're even expressing it, empowering. Well, why do you need power just to be in a relationship or not? You should be empowered in a relationship with somebody that you can count on, confide in, and rely upon
Facts.
for need. But if you want to be empowered and you happen to be of the feminine gender, not only are you rebelling and not only are you causing controversy where there was not a problem, but you're basically saying this ain't going to work. So even if that guy is blue pilled or whatever enough to look past that and try and make it work, whatever he does and whatever he puts into it, whether it be financially, time spent, or just in non-sexual attention, it's going to all be going to waste and it'll never be enough.
Oh, and think about this, based on what you said, Venom, like when she says she needs a man strong enough or she needs a strong man to handle the strong woman, that's her speaking already from the standpoint that she has power or she has more power or he doesn't have enough power. Already within just those few words is the witch underneath the housewife skin, if you will. Already, but guys don't peep that though. You know, her role as the feminine is to literally be the weaker vessel, like it is written in scripture. But how many of them communicate as the weaker vessel?
I heard cricket.
You heard a cricket. Yeah, but this is something you're familiar with, Ice. This next thing I was thinking about, like with the idea of familiarity leads to contempt. And to me, that's like the female nature side of things, because when she's in her woman nature versus her female nature, she ain't contempt, you know, with the familiarity in certain ways. Like she understands, like it's not going to be that, you know, trying to do things in life successfully is boring to the average person, you know. So a lot of these so-called witches, they don't like your ambition. To them, it's boring. What you think about that, Ice?
Well, that's true. Because the thing is, with women as more so, I would say a woman, correction, a female that's more so given into the weaker side of herself, you know, as basically, into that, that realm of deception and rebellion. She's not looking for the strong man. She's not looking for, the guy that actually, presents a principle. In a way, she's basically looking for something that's pliable. She's looking for a handsome, submissive husband that she can basically, kick around like a penguin and, stick things in him and put things in his food, or put, some type of salt around his picture, certain things like that. They're just looking for something to basically, it's kind of like they're looking for their own like little personal, I don't know if you would say like a pin cushion, but something even more severe than that. So it's actually beyond, it's beyond, I used to think, they weren't necessarily looking for a man. They were looking for basically a butler, an ATM card, and a dildo all wrapped in one. But it's even further than that. They're just looking for, something that is just, that they can wipe their ass with, pretty much.
They want their Android Broham 2025. You know what I'm saying? But they want it tomorrow. They want their early release. Black Friday this year. And you know what I'm saying? They better not have to charge the battery for 3 years. That's what
yeah. They literally, like Brown Dude Life said, they want that boy toy from Best Buy, that Andre 5000 boy toy model. Then he brought up another good point. Females plugged into the matrix follow masculine principles, hence they don't see themselves as the weaker vessel. But you know what? If we want to break that down, go further and deeper into that rabbit hole, they try to mimic masculine principles, more of a mimicry. What do y'all think?
That's what I call it, masculine frame. That's what these guys say is masculine frame. And this is where they get tripped up, because it's like masculine frame versus masculine frame. They're both, we call it synthetic. It's an authentic. They end up getting crushed and shit like that. So that's just all facade. It's just like a story I told you. The young lady said that she was an alpha female. I was like, no, you're a bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, facts, man. And here's something else interesting. There was this chick on the radio show. She was saying for her to have a successful marriage, if she's gonna get with any dude next, she's interested in dudes, and there was a word for it. I forget the name. I forget the actual terminology they use for it nowadays. But she's attracted to dudes that let her use a strap on with them.
Yeah, I just spoke. Yeah, I just spoke that earlier. They like guys that are like, that have that they could be squiggly, or they could be persuaded into being squiggly. You know what I'm saying?
She wants a pliable puppet.
Oh, talk to him.
Pliable puppy with his nuts nailed to the floor.
No, not puppy, because a puppy, you know what I'm saying, like any other animal, it'll be loyal and all that, but you're only gonna push a pet so far. She wants a pliable puppet.
Oh, it's a puppet. Oh, okay.
So she can be the marionette master and work the strings and watch it dance. And when she's ready, put it back in the drawer, close the drawer, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, we want to talk about this macking lately, right? These chicks be macking these dudes or pimping them.
What I've been noticing, and this is all unofficial, this is just my experience, my opinion, and all of that. I've been noticing that when they didn't want to be directed and guided properly on the track, they thought that they would elevate themselves to middle management and do it themselves. Well, it's a good strategy for keeping money in house and all that, but when you had no clue where you was going and you can't navigate and ain't got a compass, then what are you doing? You're doing donuts, taking yourself to a place called crazy, and that's what it's showing nowadays.
Facts. Now, this reminds me of and yeah, shout out to Kevin Samuels. So I might as well, give him my first shout out. But he had this chick on his show a few days ago. Chick made like 50,000, And then she wanted a dude that made at least like 80 to 90,000. And then she said on top of that, right. Right.
Oh, shit.
So she like, look, he got to make double what I make. Plus, I got to still be able to be an independent woman. On top of that, I'll still be a wife and have kids. But this is the type of like, and he has to be my age. I don't want an older guy. It's like, girl, you realize based on the numbers crunching, it's like 1% of guys that are out there like that. And this was Kevin Samuels breaking this down to her, but she didn't care. To her, to her, that's the ideal of being a housewife. But let alone, you're still a witch because you're trying to manipulate and basically try to run this household on your terms, which that's not feminine at all.
Mm-hmm. Biggest problem with that is she ain't gonna never respect the man. And if he come along and he's making that 80 to 150,000, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he's got to make twice what she make and some. Oh, hold on, he need to be making 250K at least. Okay, well, this guy, he gonna be boo-boo the fool, and that's special order. You know what I'm saying? Apple gonna start making them. You know what I'm saying? Because Android ain't caught on fast enough, and you know what I'm saying? They still having issues with their app. You know, as far as getting the compliance out of the brothers like that. So there it is. You know, next thing they're gonna have, it ain't gonna be Uber Eats. It's gonna be Uber Strokes. You know what I'm saying? Because folks are gonna catch on to the fact that the men is the prize, and the men done walked away. You ain't got time to waste dating and worrying about whether or not you like me and whether or not I can spend my money, time, and energy and effort on you. How about you do you, I'll do me, and if you enjoy seeing what you see, then good on you. And I'm gonna keep right on rolling because I'm not trying to drag and snag no liability that has responsibilities that they can handle themselves, but they looking for a bailout and basically saying what I gotta have. So they're not really looking for strong men. They're looking for men that have enough resources, enough physical presence as far as how should I say physicality or intimidation factor. And then they're looking for one that is open-minded enough, meaning brain dead enough to not take into consideration any of his own needs, put her above himself and give her everything he got without even a whimper. That's what they say is sexy and attractive. That's what fools do. For anybody that knows anything about money or investments or, just basic strategizing your time, you know what I'm saying, and sticking to a schedule. None of that makes sense. But that's what you need to have and do and be in order to even be attractive to those.
Oh, hey, Venom Cortez got a question for you.
Sure is.
Hey, and I was thinking about this too, man. Like, think about just this whole idea of what the Ides of March came from. I think it came from the Roman times when allegedly a witch forewarned, I think it was Julius Caesar, that death was upon him. But what I got from that situation, I guess, was you can't be confiding in a chick like that. You can't, you know that she's on the dark side. You can't be like, because she'll manipulate the conversation. She'll have a good way of getting in your head. And I don't know, maybe, and then I still got to make sure. I don't know. I don't really research everything, but I don't know. Maybe Julius Caesar had fun with the witch, and he just started to pillow talk with her too much, to where, during that time of March, she told him like, death is upon you. And sure as ever, he died. I think in March, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, go ahead. You was about to say something else?
Yeah, I mean, cut that part. The part that Polo said was pretty funny. He said the body game is the fake gigolos. Now, mind you, these are guys that are basically building themselves to be the entertainer, the dancing puppet. For the woman, so they're advertising themselves to be the dancing puppet.
Oh yeah, man. It's like,
okay, I'm sorry, buddy.
Oh no, I was gonna say a lot. It's like some of these species of birds, instead of birds of prey. I don't know. I think that's how it goes. But the birds that have to dance in front of the females to attract them.
Yeah, birds. Birds, like it's-
All them poor pigeons out there, you know what I'm saying, competing.
Mm.
Now, most of them don't realize that that's a feminine quality to begin with. You know what I'm saying? A man trying to be jeweled up, trimmed up. Man is the wild beast that tamed the world. You know what I'm saying? So why sit back and, oh, now I need a manicure, pedicure, a fresh trim. I know how to cut hair my damn self, and you see I ain't cut it at all. I can blame the Rona if I want to, but that ain't the case. I just said, you know what? Get.
Mm.
Oh, take your time, Cortez. Take your time. We'll be here. You know what I'm saying? So just keep rolling in with your responses, fam. We got you. Oh yeah, he said this though. Exactly, Ice. I call those guys male belly dancers.
Hey, don't be shaming them now. Ain't nothing wrong with getting money, you know. Back in my day, I ain't gonna incriminate myself, but yeah. And you know, afterwards you just gotta learn. If you ain't getting paid to be doing all that, then why are you out doing all that to advertise yourself to pay someone else?
Exactly. I don't get the whole concept of dudes doing shit like that. So it's like they're wasting their time. They're spending money, spending time to basically the sweat on someone that would have given it someone else, but probably less the effort. So it's just like I don't get guys. So it's like you're working hard to work even harder. You know, I don't get the thrill of excitement with that. Like, you know, for me it's about the paper. You know, it's the fun thing, then it's the funds thing. You know, and the funds thing has to come first. You know, that my bottom line that has to
Oh,
come
but
first.
if you think about it though, Ice, last time I checked, if I'm not mistaken, don't the male bees in the beehive have to dance, wiggle around their abdomens, shake their abdomens for the queen bee to entertain her?
Jesus.
I'm just saying, man. So some of these guys be so jacked up in their masculinity. I said some, so some guys don't feel some type of way, but yeah, you're entertaining bees, bro. Just saying. To get some honey, you got to do all that to get some honey. Oh, he trying to get the. See, there you go.
Mm,
Those are the drones. They call those drones.
drones.
Yeah, because the worker bees don't even waste their time with all that. You know, they already know they born to work and die. So that's what they do. But the drones, they be like, you know what, fuck working. I'm finna go take my shot at the queen. Run up there to it and wait in line.
Facts. And she's only going for the biggest one. Yeah. Just saying.
So think about all them free dances she got, you know what I'm saying, before the biggest one came through there. And they paying them to
Man.
go to the club to dance for the queen, to buy the queen some drinks, to hopefully not get their head cut off, and then you know to be outshone, you know what I'm saying, by the big one that came through and crushed the show. So you out all kinds of paper, time, and energy doing what? Chasing. The last time
Yeah,
I seen something in the wild, you know, I was trying to eat.
yeah. I mean, because if I'm not mistaken, I think like some of the guys that get rejected, I think some of the male bees that get rejected actually get killed in the hive, or they kick him out. I think that's how it goes, if I'm not mistaken, man. Because I was looking at this stuff, I was looking at bees and all that, bro, not that long ago. It's like, yo, this stuff's crazy.
Shit.
They bees, huh? We got peacocks, you know what I'm saying? We got parakeets, daffodils, swans, you know, they all out there. You know, you pick your poison. Make sure they good nest builders.
Hey, peep this though. Peep this though, Ice. And you probably understand this too, Venom, but a lot of these witches, man, they love to be around these leprechauns during March to have a lucky pot of gold all in the month of March, St.
March
Patrick's Day.
That's
March
right.
Madness. Ooh, March Madness.
Madness.
Yes.
Ooh.
And everybody can fall for it. You know, you heard about the king, you know what I'm saying, in the biblical reference, you know what I'm saying? You heard about these simps present day. And, you know, last year around March was when the problems started happening in some of those high profile relationships, you know, them guys that was undercover simping and tricking for most of their careers, but preaching something different in public. You know, when it all comes full circle, you see what was really going down. And I mean, hey, if you was making money, hey, you did it for the money. We can give you that. Hats off to you. But anything other than that, I feel sorry for you.
Oh, here's a good question by Emma. And before y'all chime in, I'm going to say this because she said her question. But if it's in nature, isn't beta behavior natural and part of life? Um,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
see, but
Because
see, it's this idea, like, depending on how she's coming from with it. Like, yes, the female praying mantis, she eats the male if he doesn't know how to avoid being her beta. You know, the best male praying mantises know how to get in and get out.
Exactly. Because it comes down to this, you know, knowledge, as you said before, knowledge is power, right? You know what I'm saying? And just like when you look at the KRS name, knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everybody, right? Knowledge can also have power over other knowledge. In a sense, I'm not using the word game. You know, I'm staying away from that. You know, those that know why, and those that know from different things. We're gonna talk about where it comes from or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna give you that whole spew. But see, the reason with that whole witch thing comes into place, right? That whole deceit, charm, and that beta stuff. Because most of these guys are actually, they're hardwired that way. They're just basically just as fake as, you know, the women that they complain about. They're really, you know, you guys, you know, I'm an alpha man, alpha, yeah, beat my chest and all this other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Masculine frame. But these guys behave, feel, you know what I'm saying, and act just like the female that they're, you know, chasing after. You know what I'm saying? That's how they get eaten alive. They're weak, essentially. So most guys are actually weak. They're made to
Mm.
basically serve women. Very few guys were actually hardwired towards, or they get served by women. Now they get served by
Mm.
women, you know, it's just, you know, they get served by everybody pretty much. I'm saying, because even a white man
Mm.
has to bow down and pay me.
well, see, I look at it like everything else, you know, it's balancing everything. And with it being a fact that it's natural in nature for beta behavior to be around, that's like everybody saying you had your blue pill days. You know, you had your days when you didn't know better. So you was just doing off of what you felt, you know what I'm saying? And what you felt was from what you was exposed to. And you was only exposed to cartoons and Disney and whatever was on broadcast media. So you was programmed, you know, before you was awakened by either experience, which is a good teacher, or you literally paid attention to somebody else. Now, knowledge, yeah, it can be powerful or it can be power when properly applied. Other than that, it's just something in your head, just like they thoughts in their head of how they want to manipulate something. It's how you effectively exercise it that makes the difference.
Absolutely. How you execute what you know.
Yeah, man, it's just like and I've been thinking about this too because it's kind of similar to I know I've talked about this before. You've talked about this before too, Ice, and I'm pretty sure you've talked about it as well, Venom. But this idea that somebody might be like, well, she didn't love me, like I thought she loved me, and it was like, no, she was a witch the whole time. There wasn't this idea that she loved you, then she stopped loving you. She was fake the whole time. You just didn't know it. You were deceived. You were manipulated. Like, we speaking of brooms, but no offense, but people jump over the broom. And then what? Didn't realize you got into a spell when you got into a marriage with her.
Hmm
So,
And that's the thing. I think with a lot of these guys, because they have a lack of love for themselves, and that's what they try to say. They look for a woman. Um, it even says in scripture, it says, you know, to submit as far as respect. You're a certain type of man. She can respect you. You know, that's as far as love you. The only way she can love you. Someone asked me a question before. Was I ever in love with a woman? I've loved myself in a woman. The words though, I put myself in her. I put my influence in her. And I put my interests, my desires. Those things were implanted in her to give back to me. So yes. So it's kind of like, you know, it's like a glass. A woman's like a glass, and you know what I'm saying, the love that you have for yourself, you pour into her, so you can basically take that glass and drink from it. That's how it works. See, these guys don't understand the concept of that because, you know what I'm saying, they don't love themselves. So they try to look for it in something that was not, you know, designed to do that for you.
Mm.
The only way she's actually connected to any type of thing, you know, to basically a man would be her own child, because it came from her. You know what I'm saying, she'll do anything for, you know, that child's survival. You know, as far as with everybody else, she's going to do everything, you know, for her survival. And I think guys is not really getting that part. I think once you accept that, you know what I'm saying, that's the other thing. A lot of guys do not accept that. See, acceptance is key to like longevity, to you know, I would say a healthy sense of self, you know, health, psychologically, everything like that is the acceptance aspect. See, most guys have problems with acceptance. This way, you know, they can't deal with rejection, can't deal with a woman saying no to you. Well, nigga, you present the wrong conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because I, like, when I talk to, I interact with women, I don't even think of a woman saying no to me. And that's not really on some cocky, conceited shit. You know what I'm saying? This is the best shit that has ever happened to her. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just telling, that's just the way it is. Like, that's how I'm presenting it. And it's no kizzy with that. But that's just another topic. I'm kind of running off.
But one thing a lot of people always leave out is, and you had touched on it, I'm reaching back, you know, a bit, but you spoke upon how you put your desires, your wants, you know, your views and etc. into her, and she's that vessel, maybe a weaker vessel, but she can contain those things and take them forward to the next, you know, with your legacy. So selection on that is a good thing. But in that, that's reciprocal. Like you said, you fill it up, and then when it's time for you to drink, then you can drink of that, and you know that you can love of that because you love yourself and everything that you cover. Well, when it's not reciprocal, you know, when it's time for you to drink, and not just speaking on a aspect of communication or just a one-sided aspect of physical situations, or even lastly financial, when it's not reciprocal at all and you're noticing that you're putting in, but there's always an excuse and etc. on that being returned or reciprocated in any way, then you got to understand that's one-sided. And in that situation, the only love there was the love you had for yourself. So you need to quit wasting it in that situation and
Mm-hmm.
reapply and redirect. You know, a lot of people prioritize the wrong way. It ain't about whether or not she rejected you, ignored you, or said yes. The whole thing in a nutshell is, what were you planning on doing, and where are you going to take that ship of a relationship afterwards? And if she's not on your program for real, then that ship's going to be running into an iceberg and crashing. And it don't
Mm-hmm.
matter what effort you put in.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, and think about this, like, cause you know, you check out The View, Wendy Williams. Nothing against them, or just these, you know, these TV shows. You know, where's the show for the men? That's what I want to know. That's one thing. But then the other thing is modern society has gotten rid of this notion of the housewife. Actually, you know, now they just call it stay-at-home mom. You know, that seems more acceptable. Is the stay-at-home mom? So, you know, if there's any reference to wife, it's for financial reasons. Have you noticed that? But like housewife is like derogatory. That's what I've been noticing from a lot of these TV shows and stuff like that.
Predictive programming and stuff, you know, and a lot of women, a lot of guys be marrying women that weren't bred. to actually be wives. They were bred to be knives. You know, they were bred to put, you know, bodies under their belt, you know, and basically compete for your pants, you know, instead of actually just being wives. You're just something really sharp and dangerous. So guys, we actually, you know, Jesus Christ, man. I just can't believe guys are really this fucking stupid. It's almost mind-boggling. Like seriously though, you know. uh,
Looks like he lost connection. We'll get back to him. He probably pressed mute though. But yeah, man. And then just recently in India, man, 70 million single females in India. You know, 70 million. And it's on the rise, especially in northern India. They're fleeing from southern India to northern India. And if I'm not mistaken, I think MGTOW derived from out of India. I think you know, one of the guys came from India, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a lot to be said, man, because you know, it's just a growing tide in a lot of the eastern countries becoming more Western. I know a lot of guys trying to flee to the East, but a lot of them are becoming more Western as we speak. See something what Farhai said. It was good. I see Wind up in the building. I see you, Wind. Long time no see. Good to see you back in the building, fam. You said, Farhai, you said, gotta have cooperation. Yes, it's supposed to be cooperation. It's supposed to be.
that
But
I like that.
yeah,
And
it doesn't.
another, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
It's just like what you said about when you drink of the glass, right? What's in that water? What's as far as even with the vessel? You know, what kind of water are you getting back? Are you you know, are you getting tapped water that you already tapped into, her water, or are you getting some type of you know, spigot water, some Philadelphia tap water? You know, if anybody's ever had Philadelphia tap water, it's disgusting. That's when you spit it out, and it's like how the brother Venom said, you know, what do? I'm gonna take that glass and I'm chucking it out. You know what I'm saying? I might even give it the opportunity to even escort it to the trash can. I'm just going to just chuck it out.
Facts. And I brought up India also for another reason, because one of the main reasons why a lot of them are fleeing a lot of the towns they came from is because of one word: patriarchy. So I notice a lot of these witches, they don't want to be in what they call a patriarchal relationship. So any chick that shoots that out and they don't understand what patriarchy is, beware. Because
Or if they
unlike what, oh, what'd you say, Venom? Go ahead.
or if they get to speaking and saying things like, "Oh, I want a partnership, and we don't need to have any labels. Let's do what works for us." All of that is manipulation to say basically, I want you to do what I need you to do. I ain't gonna do nothing but enjoy the ride. And basically, you're the only one held accountable in that situation. So pay attention to the wordplay.
Yeah. She's setting you up for that roller coaster, strapping you right in.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Speaking from experience, you know, I had a blue pill moment, you know, about a year or so ago, and I lived and survived to tell the story. But you know, as you can tell, I got a little raggedy from it, so it wasn't like I came through unscathed.
Yeah. Now, see, I get the no labels, but it should be the man saying that. You know what I'm saying? But when she says it, you already know she goes any way that goes, wherever the wind takes her. You know, so yeah, we know. Oh no, she'll say, "I'm a free spirit." There you go.
Let her go.
She's rebellious right there. This witchcraft right there. She's basically rebellious. She's gonna do whatever the fuck she want to do, say whatever she want to say, and you just gotta be there to forgive her. You know, it's just like this, what she says certain things like, "I'm looking for a God-fearing man." What she's basically saying is like, I'm basically gonna be doing a lot of fuck shit, and I'm gonna need you to basically forgive me for it.
Oh, I got some very good comments in the comment section. I'm gonna get to Emma's first. She said, "You mean they advocate equality?" Yeah, they say, "Oh, we're equal." Yeah,
They'll say that, but the reality is If you ain't got balance, structure, foundation, you can't have equality. You can't even have equal treatment. And why would you want to live in a illusion as opposed to reality?
I mean, the fact that she has a vagina, I have a penis, that's not equal. I mean, you just want to go there. But that's
What's
one thing.
but what's equal in nature though? I mean, can you show me something in the animal kingdom and anywhere else is actually just equal in nature? Like
Yeah.
that's a delusion right there.
The cheetah that ran the
Hmm.
fastest got away, and the lion that was the hungriest ate. That's equal in nature.
Mm. Even identical twins is a misnomer. You know? But like, let me see this. Let me see. Yeah, y'all hitting good with the comments. I appreciate that, y'all. Uh, Now, Cortez, he brought up a good point. I predicted years ago that feminism will destroy the world. Now, I know me and you, we sort of talked about some things earlier, Venom. We won't go into much detail, but I think like with the idea, I think Trump, even though a lot of people got a lot to say about Donald Trump, my thing is he really like as far as like, I don't know, like, you know, they're pushing for a lot of things to be eco-friendly, electric, and I like electric cars. I like Teslas. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of it is now the way they're pushing the further narrative is more on the feminine side and not the masculine side. Donald Trump, he was more masculine. He was like, well, we can work on making the oil better. Don't just get rid of oil. You know, we can do this. We can change that. We can make it better. Don't just think we got to get rid of it. But see, like when you put the feminine idea into the decisions that a grown man has to make, you're gonna have to change up the whole makeup of it. Like we see that in these households when you get a chick coming in there and you're supposed to be the head, she gonna change up how you run that household. Period.
Gonna
That's
cause
crazy.
conflict and contradiction in every level.
Yup. I mean, when they say they want the man to be the head, this is how he's gonna be the head. He's gonna keep things in order. You know, it ain't gonna be about what her opinion necessarily is. I mean, he's gonna appreciate you listening to what he has to say and maybe have some feedback that's gonna reinforce his ideas, but it's not gonna be to where, oh, I disagree with that. I don't think that's a good idea, or, you know, things like that. But that's what a lot of them kind of want, you know. They say they want that though. They say that, but you
Oh,
know.
I got something for you just to add what Venom was talking about. We were talking about how she says it doesn't have to be any titles or anything like that. That form of manipulation, right? That form of witchcraft, or that charm. What they'll do, even when certain circumstances, you know, they see the guy has a frail ego and he wants to beat his chest. And he saw a bunch of, you know, videos on YouTube of how to be an alpha and shit like that. So he's basically, yeah, I'm an alpha man. Yeah, alpha, alpha, alpha. She's like, okay, yeah, okay, I'll let you be the head, but guess what? I'm gonna play the neck. Thing,
Oh no,
Hmm.
you'll be the puppet of a head. They still got the they
hit him
still
the
got
stick.
play with the strings, you know what I'm saying? Open your mouth,
Mhm.
nod your head, okay, say goodbye. When anytime somebody says I'll let you, it's right there. That's limited. How's they gonna limit
Yeah.
you and you're supposed to be the one running the show? They don't want to
Hmm.
listen to that because order is opposed to chaos. Chaos is their nature. Order is our nature.
Mhm.
So if they claim they want you, then they already know they got to come up out of their nature in order to embrace you. And if they do
Or
that, that's where they
check
have a
this
problem.
out. Or check this out, Venom. When they be like, I'll let him be the head. I'll let him lead. No, you don't let me. I'm going to be.
Mhm.
You're not going to be attached to me. And that's
Mhm.
just as simple and plain as it is. It don't matter how much money they make, what job they got, what degrees. 9 times out of 10, that job going to be taking you away from handling any business that's going to be nurturing or building for a family unit. It's going to take away time that you spend with your partner learning and getting on their program. And then it's going to take time out of your day period. So you ain't going to have nothing left or even have anything to offer in a relationship other than a text message and good night. That don't sound too balanced, and you want a high value man.
See the
Mm.
thing. See the thing. I'm gonna take them a little bit further than that because I use certain words, and this was going to give them clear context. Because when I use the word power, right? Power is the ability to do something. Strength is to carry it out. See, if you is within your ability to carry yourself out as a man, you know, to the point the word as though it scares that pseudo testosterone out of her black ass, right? And then she doesn't, you know, see, she's not going to move in that because she's going to feel it in her spirit. You know what I'm saying? She's basically supposed to put that to rest, you know, in a sense, like I'm talking about, like get rid of it, like, you know what I'm saying, like you like on a high speed chase in a car, and you try and you got the boys on you, you're throwing the dope out the car. She should be throwing it out like that, in a sense, like getting rid of it, getting rid of all that wild shit in her. You know what I'm saying, that witchcraft, like that should be put to rest. I mean, a woman should be able to look into your eyes and basically see the truth and see God. You know what I'm saying? It said,
Oh,
you
they're
know,
turning away from that,
fear of the
especially when
Lord
you
is the
embrace
beginning of
witchcraft.
understanding, right? Fear of the Lord is the beginning of understanding. And fear is not so much as fear, it's reverence. See, fear of the Lord is the beginning of our understanding. If she looks in your eyes, she's basically able to feel the fear of the Lord. But it's just about how you carry yourself and your ability as a man.
Well, I see Emma Jackson's question. She said, it's a question for the panel. So here we go, gentlemen. If a woman really likes you, would she naturally submit? Is that the litmus test for her? Now, on my end, I would say yes, because any woman that's attracted to a man, she can't really contain her nature not to express her submissiveness, her femininity. It naturally comes out. Some blush, some get edgy or nervous or anxious, and some are going to make sure that they hover in a man's presence and interact with him more often in subtle ways. So there's always things to look for in that. That's just a door opener. Being submissive is like saying, for a street guy to say, that's my basic beat. You know what I'm saying? Being submissive all around the board, that's what any man would desire. And what women are thinking that a man desires is the biggest this, the biggest that, the shiniest this, the brightest that. That's what y'all use to compete with each other. Men don't care about none of that. Men want to know that you on my program, you ain't gonna deviate from that. If we have children, they'll be taken care of because you're gonna do your part and I'm gonna do mine. Anything beyond that is literally some stuff they seen on TV and they just trying to repeat to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one. I mean, if she definitely likes you, and she says she's not like you, correction. She's good with those words. You know what I'm saying? Actually, no, you did say like. I think you said attracted though, right? I mean, she's attracted to your light.
Well, attraction comes from like.
Yeah, no, attraction comes. That comes from the light. What the light? Yeah, you like that? Like attraction comes from that light that she sees in you. So
Oh,
she's
it's like that.
drawn
It's
to it.
like that twilight effect. I'm talking about that, like what I be mentioning about the twilight. So, uh, yeah, that's really more or less. She has to literally want that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know we've talked about, like, and I know from experience. Yeah, I mean, yeah, she naturally she has to be drawn into it, like the meaning, like not like the force of the magnet or nothing like that, but more or less like, yeah, that moth that sees that light. you
Mm-hmm.
know Many of these females that aren't women are blind. They don't see the
Mm-hmm.
light. A lot of them don't want to see the light. So for her to see the light, she's naturally going to get closer to it. That's literally her way of submitting, her getting closer to that light, her
Mm-hmm.
wanting that light.
Mm-hmm. And she wants that because you see what's in society. You have guys say certain things, and like, oh, some of you guys are just way too alpha or some shit like that. You hear stuff like that. It doesn't make any sense to me. But again, we didn't say that we were alpha. It's actually beyond that. So it's just like, because what women will actually naturally submit to, even if that's not, even if they're basically a witch, right? It's kind of like, was it the fucking vampires with with a clove of garlic or something like that and a cross. So it's basically like in their face, you know, they'll do it disgruntledly, but they'll still do it. Because basically all women are going to basically submit under masculine guidance, under masculine, like this leadership, just present it right to them and strength, because it's like, you know, power is going to back down to power, or the illusion of power is going to back down to actual power. It's the difference between, you know, real bravado versus false bravado. And that's what you have out here with a lot of these women or these females that are like witches. It's the false bravado. They're basically degenerate gamblers, 5-card bluffing. And just like with these guys are no different. I'm saying there's very few men that are presenting real bravado, right? And it's really putting those aces on the table.
You know, and my thing is, it's like, okay, we're dealing with this witch, and I've said this in some of my previous live streams, not previous live streams, but previous uploads about the succubus. You know, it's this idea of basically you rebuking her, you're rebuking the female nature within her. You're being like basically her exorcist in many ways. You know, when you give her, like you said, Ice, that Christos, you know, when you're giving her that truth, that light, you know, it's casting out darkness. That's an act of exorcism right there. You're delivering, you're giving her deliverance. Let's see this. Emma said, could it be that she never really liked the man in the first place, hence she would turn away from his light? Yeah. Oh yeah. Right away. But some chicks are conniving because they have plans. So they'll stick around with a guy to get what they can from him for however long that is. You know, and if he's not aware of his true essence, she'll have him thinking that she loves him for as long as he remains in his own ignorance of his own light. You know, you got guys that walk around. I hate to say this, and no offense, but it's like a blind man that walks in the light. He might feel something on him, but he can't see it. He doesn't know what it is. You know, and you got a lot of guys out there like that, unfortunately. So she'll play with that. She'll guide him.
He's a key word. You said guide, spirit guides. You know, she's guiding you in a different spirit, and it's supposed. Man, this is Jesus, man. This is just oh, you see it, man. It's just like, you know, I guess when I start talking, then you see like so many examples of it, you know, just being out there, and it's just like, man.
Well, we've already been warned it's a spiritual battle anyway. Now they just coming with hoodoo, witchcraft, attacking you with legions of demons, you know what I'm saying? And folks is out here thinking it's a game.
Well, they're not playing. You got to understand this about with females. They're in a position that's whereas those at a disadvantage, right? So you're not physically stronger than you as far as you're talking about the weaker vessel. But see, the thing is, what they do have on you is knowing their disadvantage and working it to their advantage. So they're playing from a position of survival. You're kind of like on some good time Gary shit. And you're here to play and possibly not stay. And she's, you know, got you in a menu.
They lure you in with something that looked tasty, and then that box closed down with that trap.
That mouse trap there. That mouse trap. Ooh, he thought he was a Mac, but he was a mouse. Yeah. That's deep, man. That's deep. You know, I found out like even Buick, you know, Buick has made a big turnaround, and but it's because of all these so-called boss chicks or these fake alpha females. They've been taking up most of the sales for Buick lately. So watch out for them chicks that be in a Buick. That might be a witch in a Buick.
Yeah, that's wild.
The modern day broom, huh?
Yeah, man. Oh, let's see. Charlotte Swan says something. What up, sweetie? She said, or she saw something in his character that made her rethink she could reject his light in that sense as well. You know, yeah, as she started to know him more, she probably even saw the potential of how bright he could become, you know. So yeah, a lot of chicks can't stand that. Even though Missy Elliott said it's my window, I can't stand the rain. You can also interpret that as it's my window, I can't stand the light. Let me close the curtains.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for them candle burners now.
Polo said, "Watch out for the white Mercedes Benz." Yeah, that or the black Beamer.
Yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir.
What time it is with that?
Incense and, you know what I'm saying, candles, but that seems to be the going theme all the way around. And bunch of sage, you better watch out.
Awesome crystal. They got them little what? Them purple crystals they be having in their hand.
And they still be miserable.
Yes.
I thought these were happy stones.
like you'd be like, hey, so what was you doing? She'd be like, I just took a spiritual bath. But I thought like you was gonna be cooking. I just got back from work and you hadn't cooked nothing yet this whole time, and you're talking about a spiritual bath. And then she starts yelling at you because she felt like she had to take that spiritual bath. Like what?
She was spirit cooking.
That spirit cook. Ooh, don't go there. Ooh.
Hey, them be the best ones, man. They don't burn it up and nothing.
It's the only thing they make right.
Hey, you be like, oh, this tastes a little different. You changed the recipe on this?
I never knew I have to have an out-of-body experience to have a cooked meal as a married man.
Hey, she gonna be like, I cooked it with love.
Now meditate on that.
You cook that with blood.
Damn. Yes, sir. But yeah, you think about it like, that pot, we see the witch's pot, the witch's brew, the stew, but it's like her cauldron, she likes to stir things up directly at men. So you think about these chicks online, the social media, how they're lashing out at guys that don't want to take them on dates, or if it's like amongst the so-called black females, well, black men aren't doing enough of this. They're not doing enough of that. That's stirring up the pot, trying to go directly at men, just out of her frustration. But that's if she's trying to cause an argument directly at a man, that's literally like her stirring up that pot. And only a chick like a witch type of chick would do that, because a woman in her true essence of femininity, she ain't trying to challenge a man like that. Especially if he's like 10 times stronger than her. She ain't doing that, These chicks act like the gal that could humble King Kong or Incredible Hulk,
Damn, Paul, you be in the mix though, man, because you know that. The GLC? Yeah. Allow them little them hoodie Jones. Be getting on those. They ain't even like, you already know what time it's with that. Yo, this shit is the rabbit hole runs deep.
Yeah, the purchase of a GLC and an insurance policy within the same year ain't a good look.
Oh yeah, or like what Wynn said, them rims that can rebuild your engine and transmission. Oh yeah, man, you heard them plunkety plunk plunk, but them rims though. The rims though.
Now, Mike said, watch out for the spaghetti, but there's other things that they do. There's other things they do as far as with working, like with candles, stuff like that. They'll actually even cut their pube hairs, and instead they'll make cornbread and put it in that. So the words that you're attached to them, so that they'll bond. There's a lot of stuff that they can do, man. That's just one. Don't eat the cornbread. As he said, you gonna eat your cornbread. Like,
Mm,
yo, but like, you gonna eat your
No, I'm
cornbread.
keeping my carbs low.
see, or look, something as benign as her having her girls' night out. You know, the dude so much be simping about that. Hey, you could go ahead and have your me time. What you think those girls are doing together? Besides, the obvious. You know,
Yeah.
what else do you think they doing? They doing what witches do together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, there's like a whole cult of chicks lighting candles and singing and casting spells with each other. There's a whole other society of chicks that do this stuff. Like even when the whole what the diva conventions, all these divas they get together, you know, that's what all that be about, man. But you know, people ain't on to that though.
Mm-hmm.
That's because if
I
you
mean,
speak on it, you get silenced. You know what I'm saying? They come at you. They start removing your profiles and your channels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You go against the grain. If the mainstream is in support of it, you know, we got Christmas, Easter, and all kinds of stuff like that. They said we gotta have that too.
oh, they love their pagan holidays. That's another thing to watch out for. If she's into that pagan holiday and you're not, oh, that's a red flag right there because she's gonna have a disdain for you not liking pagan holidays, even if it's Valentine's Day.
Which is like a day of massacre, right?
See, see,
Love it, huh?
St. Valentine.
see.
These guys, yo, these guys out here finished.
Man. Or check this out, because you know you got, you know, I know some guys been making content, you know, speaking out against the esoteric, but this just based on who they're listening to. So I'm not sweating a lot of some of their rebuttals, but um, this idea about the self-conscious females, she's coming to her own conscious without a man's light.
That's like her saying she's an alpha female and shit. So it's just as delusional. The fuck do you know?
And then they be looking good too. You know, they look feminine, right? They got their hair covered, right? Covered up, looking traditional. But you hear her speak, and she's talking about she came into this self-knowledge, self-conscious. And she wants you to marry her too, right? But actually, some of them chicks actually don't even want to be married. Now that's another story altogether. There's actually a growing trend of females that actually don't want to be married because they get into the self-conscious, self-sustainability, may one argue. Let's see this. Charlotte Swan, she said, the other Ray J, I thought you were joking about the witchcraft. They really do that. Yeah, they do. Heck yeah. all of the above. Freeboard, what'd he say? What'd he say? Uh, yeah, the new age movement is getting pushed heavy on YouTube. Heavy. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true, Emma. It won't have power over you if you are mentally strong. Yeah, you got to have a sound mind. If your mind is
Yeah.
moving too slow, it's gonna hold you back.
Going back to sound, right? Now, see, people, the reason why they get lost is because they're dealing with noise, and noise represents distraction. But if you have a sound mind, that means you're operating in your senses, your common sense. So common sense will tell you that ain't right. Real rap, man.
I have to be the first to admit, you know, I talk to myself in my head because I have a sound mind and I hear it clearly.
Yeah. Exactly. Because if you're in your senses, right, you're going to see it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You're going to see it. It's like, okay, it's kind of like you're saved by that bell, right? The cerebellum. You're saved by that bell. Ding. You look at that church. Where's the bell at? So it's the same scenario because it's like certain things that are going to be alarming, right? that alarm, that bell. Was that bell alarm you? Something ain't right. Something ain't right about that chick.
But
when
that's
you remove yourself.
That Keep Sweat song.
You know, that's post initiation of the senses. You know, when you hear the bell, that's after it's been struck. Now, if you truly perceive it and you in all your senses, you don't have to see it to either hear it or feel it coming. You know what I'm saying? Being perceptive is using that pituitary gland. You know, so it's different ways the mind works and how it coordinates your senses. You know, ear, nose, and throat, all that stuff connected in some way. Well, when you utilize one a lot more than others, you develop it. When you lose one, then all the other ones get strengthened. So even nature brings about balance. Their problem is what they wanted traditionally was the man does this, that, whatever. So their lifestyle was their lifestyle. It was an accessory. Now they're trying to say, because I work, I have this and that, I want a man that can still afford me the lifestyle that I want, but I'm not going to be available to be anything close to the tradition of what the man would expect. So they don't want balance. They want control. So you better go ahead and get your strings tight and hand them the stick. You know what I'm saying? So they can dance your ass around, show you off in public. Oh, he paid for this vacation. He got me this whip. Here's 2.5 million. All right, let me get rid of this puppet. I need another one to play with.
And it goes back to a lot of overthinking too. You know, she makes the man overthink, but she's the one that's like the source of it. Kind of similar to what Polo was saying, because like the intuition, that's actually emotion. That's speed. You know, the overthinking actually is you not moving yet. You're thinking about what you're going to do next. So you're thinking about how outcomes can be. And you're trying to change that outcome. So a good puppet master, you can keep people on a string a certain way to, you know, change that outcome, versus having that person not be a puppet. They could think for themselves, and, you know, you would think they would incorporate you, but see, like, no, she doesn't even want a man to have that type of liberty in her life. You know, so no intuition. You know, even if his bell does ring off, she wants to crack that bell, silence that bell. You know,
Absolutely. Well, she gets a false sense of confidence through manipulating you, well, basically playing into your incompetence. She's got a false sense of confidence for working on your lack of competence. Yo, it's like she just keeps feeding you that apple. Like, here you go. She keeps shoving it down your mouth.
I'm sorry, but you know, I've bared witness to it happen in public, and it's hilarious. You know, it truly is. I mean, you want to like tap them on their shoulder and be like, bruh, you mean, do you understand what's going on here? I mean, I understand you with your fiance, woman, wife, whatever, y'all walking. But you know, if her head is on a swivel, you know what I'm saying, and you sitting there just, something's wrong.
Guys are carrying around their purses, like little stuff, little subtleties and stuff like that. Or, you know what I'm saying, he's basically sitting in the passenger seat. I used to come at dudes, chicks back in the day, man. I used to come at like, you the bitch.
I've seen him be the third wheel on the back of a compact SUV. That's how bad it was for him.
Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. Yo. I don't even. I had a thought. I was like, whoa. Yeah, it's bad out here. He said, what I forgot. Somebody said. He said, no. I'm. As a correction, they're in bad shape. I'm healthy over here, man.
Oh yeah,
nigga with the
whip. I'm trying. It's hard out here for them.
Man, yeah, I'm just trying to be healthy before I can be hardy. Man, I'm just saying. Shoot. But like, check this out. Like, you know, it's like, and I know, like, you know, I know for sure, like when we amongst the feminine gender, we talk to them a certain way. in regards to like our life, how they going to incorporate themselves. Because it's like, you know, that she don't really, if she's not a real woman, just a typical female, you don't tell her too much about yourself. You want to see if she's wanting to know more about you. And so, you already know like your history, his story is just her rehearsal, you know, his story rehearsal, for her it's just a play.
It's just a play. And it's badly cast. It's her stage. The world is a stage and it's badly cast because it's her play. It's her play on you.
It's her snap.
Facts.
Long. You got maybe 90 days of snaps, and you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be trying to unsubscribe.
Facts. Like she doesn't care about her story at all. She doesn't care about his story. She doesn't have her stories. It's all rehearsals. Her rehearsals. That's all it is.
The only thing she cares about is her immediate feelings, because her immediate feelings is God to her. Until you basically change her God.
I want to know if anybody else has recognized this. The most consistent content you're gonna see them put out is literally looking in their phone, a little twitch or shake or nod, and that's it. Silence. That's the most consistent for the past 10 years. Now, have I been the only one to notice that? But they just hold their phone and they just do something like this, and then it's over with. That's it. That's the consistent content. Meaning,
he said selfies is the consistent content. Yeah, that's insane. That's the only time they're consistent in their life, though.
Selfie, because that's the only thing you can remember them by is that selfie. It don't matter what's going on below here. Up above here, they were, but below here, what was really going on? The dirty crib, the carousel behind them on the right and the left.
Underneath.
And you know the angles. And you know what's the good side? The angles, they got that shit down to science.
Man, they trim they weave daily. I mean, they wigs daily while it's on the mannequin before they throw it on.
Oh yeah, man. Very deceptive. I mean, I've seen a chick go from a -8 to a 12 just within a few minutes of a makeup tutorial. Like, damn.
Yo, that's witchcraft right there. That's demonic.
Hey, if it ain't witchcraft, it's construction, because I done seen some.
You literally wake up to a monster in your closet or a monster under your bed or in your bed. Like, God! Like, damn, where you come from?
Before the thing was wild looking ass. Yo, he said the older they get, the closer their profile pic. Yo, that's true.
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep.
See, before like in her 40s and shit, you just only see her eye.
See?
And only from this angle.
Oh man.
Sometime I'm the same guy that brought y'all Robies, you know what I'm saying? So
see,
you gotta watch out. Form blazing sword. Be careful.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point. Brown Do Life, a lot of GMO, a lot of baby parts in the makeup, a lot of things. And they break out. Like you'd be like, oh, like what happened to you after the makeup? Skin be all breaking up.
I knew a lunatic that told me they've been wearing makeup since they was a preteen. My only response was, and you ain't grew up yet? You ain't realized that you putting garbage on your face expecting a different result? And how many years is this? Dang, you a couple years younger than me, so that means that you are several years slower. I mean, I wasn't trying to bring all that out. I was trying to be nice, but I was like, A plus B might take you to C, but 1 + 2 is going to definitely give you 3. And I'm just trying to logically, you know what I'm saying, explain this to an individual. And the only thing they want to do was throw on another mask. And the mask,
See,
Donald Trump's sister escaped Sesame Street. I was scared.
see, let's go a little deeper in this rabbit hole now, right? So, like, I know for sure Africa, like, they don't play that. They want to see what you look like after, like when they gonna make that consummation happen. He wants to see what she look like, and if she don't look a certain way, he gonna be like, she needs to go. I know she needs to be dismissed. She is not worthy to be my wife. She did not look like this.
Tropical marriage in the setup, and it'd be over a stream or a river, you know what I'm saying, that's at least 4 foot deep, you know what I'm saying? And then that's where they hop the broom just to make sure. So that, you know, after they done hop the broom, in case of a slip and fall, you know, you got some precipitation, some humidity, some water to wash that off and really see what's going on. And then they can make up their mind, you know what I'm saying, whether or not they really gonna be jumping that broom or if they gonna stick in the pool and swim off.
It's another thing. If I put finger paint on my face, you know, wouldn't you think I was a clown? Like, or you think I was trying to sell you a Coke and fries?
No, you Special Forces military.
Like, they don't get that shit. Then they're sewing in another race of woman's hair in the head, but they don't even know exactly how that hair came. It could have came from India. That woman could have got herself beheaded, and then you're basically sewing what happened to her into your skull, into your cranium. Not your skull, but in your hair, but you're sewing it. So you're sewing death into your life. They don't even get that. They don't get that part. You don't know where that hair came from. And you're going to basically get the same things. You're going to reap the same things spiritually, whatever happened to that person, you know what I'm saying, with that hair, whatever happened to their life. You don't know what happened. They could have been in a sex trafficking situation. And they just decided to just offer.
They don't really pay much attention to it because it's kind of like an old game off of Neo Geo called Altered Beasts. You know, we got roe beasts, we got chickens, pigeons, and crows, and all kinds of things running around, but they really don't know what's going on because it done altered their psyche so much that they're a walking emoji. You know what I'm saying? They picking their hair, they picking their look, they picking their nose, their ears, their tail, their breast. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a scroll function. You know what I'm saying? The reality of it all and accepting yourself how you are, which is all this body positive crap is supposed to be about, would have been saying, yeah, this is the shape I'm in. I might be missing a leg, but I'm active. I still bike or something. But when you just say, oh, well, this is what it is, accept it, nobody is attracted to Jabba the Hutt. Matter of fact, when I saw Star Wars, he was still single. I mean, he had concubines on his lap, but it didn't look like they was there by choice. They was there by force or something. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's just little common sense stuff that logically transpires that you have to figure out how to vocalize and enunciate really to communicate to the woman. But to the female, she don't even want that. She just want to know, hey, look, use me for my purpose. As long as I keep the garden tooled up right, I should be good. And for those that they roll in life, you don't have to deal with them, but you got to accept it because you can't change or control them. So that's make your choice. All right, we parting ways.
Let me see what Emma said. She said, Ray J, what about we attract who we are? And that applies to both genders, not just men. If attract the wrong person, it says more about us to some extent, you know, because a lot of things could factor in what comes your way. You know, the problem is if you remain in that same state, you know, you realize that like, yo, something ain't off. You got to have that look in the mirror, you know, that sense of clarity. Looking in the mirror. See, if we want to go there with what we just talked about, chicks wear makeup because they can't look in the mirror without it. I mean, they put it on, yeah, but just to actually be without it. You know, there's this thing about being naked and not ashamed. The makeup covers the nakedness, you know.
Big leaves.
Yeah. For guys, it's a little different. Guys' makeup is high value man.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
No, they got them skinny jeans, they got them bright suits, they got them Rolexes, you know what I'm saying, and them butterfly collar shirts. You know, they done did it different ways throughout the ages. You know what I'm saying? Some just do it by using their vocals. So peacocking is real. You know, it's out there, and it's a lot of guys that just don't understand that they are actually peacocking. So they are birds. They flocking together with other birds that are the same. You know, even if they isolated by themselves, just by embracing them behaviors and doing them things and incorporating that into self. This is me, my rollie, my suit, my car. That's peacocking. Now, if you pick those things and happen to be a rusted out truck but still ran, if it happened to be even if it was a new truck, you know what I'm saying, but it wasn't no stylish sport car or it wasn't anything that you didn't specifically use for a purpose, that's the difference. Priorities and purpose sometimes can align, and other times when they don't, then it tends to be more of a contradiction to your mission.
Exactly. You got it's the other thing is identity, right? Going back to the makeup aspect is what's being presented as far as what are they identifying themselves with, like, you know, like the other thing, what they call themselves players, right? Or they call themselves pimps. That's another form of makeup right there, because, you know, from what I know, anyone, you know what I'm saying, that is a real player, that is a real Mac, that is a real pimp, as a real gangster, as a real whatever, they ain't saying that. It is basically saying I'm a man. You
They
know.
say more about actions instead of words.
Yeah.
But
Because
with
you're a man before
females,
you do anything else. And it's like, I'm not really, you know what I'm saying, again, don't celebrate these titles. That's especially at a certain age. You know what I mean? You still saying certain things. It's just like you never you was never that Paul. You know what I'm saying? You missed your opportunity to be a real nigga. You know? It's time to grow up.
your bus
All right.
transfer expired.
Here's this. M said, chicks wear makeup because men manufacture it. They allow it. Well, there's a duality like what you mentioned earlier, Venom. A little bit of man, a little bit of males, you know, because, you know, traditionally when a woman wore makeup, you know, amongst, you know, royalty or in the days of antiquity, it was for her to be selected. Now, a lot of that is what more on, I would say, I won't even say matriarchal, but monolith. I mean, not monolith, but there's a word for that. Just with the way certain kingdoms are, monarchs. Just the way because some kingdoms didn't have, you know, like Mansa Musa types where, you know, he had more than one wife by his side. You just had this one. You had all these different girls trying to entertain that king, and that in hopes that he would choose that one. You know, so I guess it kind of goes back to this idea that no, men don't manufacture the makeup. It's these males. You know, because in more patriarchal societies, are they wearing makeup or are they covered? You know, are they showing off the yes? There you go. See,
Yeah. That's it. And then look at most of the most notable makeup artists are males, right? Interesting.
facts. That's facts.
Mm, mm, mm. So you're getting a mask, you're not covering her. That's what you can.
hmm Like I want to see her in the real and in the raw with no makeup, no weave, and
Mm-hmm.
still feminine.
Mm-hmm.
You
I want a
know,
real woman, not a doll. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta accept all that fake stuff, you know what I'm saying, and all water will wash it away, that's no good.
Mm-hmm. But see, you got to get them out of their I would say their comfort zone, because they look for comfort and convenience, just like with most of these You know, even with these guys, they look for comfort and convenience. A man is not looking for comfort and convenience. He's looking for, you know, domination and more domination. That's it. You know what I'm saying? We're looking to have dominion. You know what I'm saying? As you know, as a man, you seek after. Oh yeah, I'm looking for good vibes, positive vibes, energy. Yeah, bullshit, comfort and convenience and shit. No, I come to shake shit up because I want dominance. And then after that, I went chase after with some more dominance. You know what I'm saying? What he said, what's better than success? More success. What Kobe Bryant say that? The Kanye West is like, I'm already as high as it gets. He said, look, are you the same animal but different beast? See, that's the whole thing. How a guy is basically coming after. So it's like, what I mean by what I'm saying. I know I'm talking almost in circles, but they're going to get it. We got to keep these squares out of it. So what I'm basically saying is that you have to put them in a position towards they're uncomfortable. So then they have no choice but to show their naked self, to show their truth. It's like you kind of just rip the clothes off. Not saying you do that literally, but you rip the clothes off. You know, so it's like, okay, now how are you going to act? Now I'll remove these fig leaves from you. Now who are you? You say things that's going to make them uncomfortable. You do things that's going to make them uncomfortable. It's going to take them out of their, you know, convenience. You know, not out of their comfort zone. Who are they now? Because you guys see how they act under pressure.
Yep.
That's how you basically know if that woman's for you, is how she deals with pressure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pressure busts pipes and makes diamonds, you know. Is she really a diamond?
And you can learn real quick, you know what I'm saying, whether or not she for you, you know, just by asking simple questions, you know, about compliance, obedience, submission. You know, usually speaking those words in a sentence, you know what I'm saying, they can already start twitching. Because they got quick houses that they can throw up real quick, you know what I'm saying? They ain't the best.
Oh yeah, that's like holy water. That's holy water on a vampire. That's holy water.
You see that lace front start sliding to the side, you know what I'm saying? Them false lashes start flopping down and they can't take flight.
Yeah, they're gonna change like that cute gremlin, gonna turn to an ugly gremlin. Real quick.
All you gotta do is say no. Just tell them no and you'll see it happen.
Yeah. There's a Black King got a good point, and actually Black King, your comment about how females wear makeup to compete with each other. Well, to be honest, it's this, we say a lot about Megan Thee Stallion, that's cool, but don't forget about Cardi B. Like, she really pushed the female peacock. Now, peacock, only the male peacock is flamboyant. People don't know that. The female peacock is dull in color, you know, but to want to, in essence, flaunt like a male, if you will, you know, because there's a difference between birds and birds of prey. Real men are birds of prey. The males are just birds. They're just flashy, shiny things out there. These flamboyant peacocks. So when you got a chick she's not just competing with other females, she's also competing with other males. She wants to be the biggest peacock. Let's see what everybody else been saying. Looks like, yeah, we've been chopping it up good. And I think there's a few more things I want to talk to y'all about before we wrap this up. But kind of going back to what we said before about this rehearsal, you know, like with these females that aren't women, that are like really witches in disguise, you know, they really just have a mask. They have an ugly look underneath all that housewife velour. But the thing is, you know, we think she got a backup plan, but it's really her backup play, her rehearsal.
Got him.
Come with an exit plan, you know what I'm saying? They size you up from the beginning. You gotta have this because you gotta have some extras, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta have this handle, but them extras better be enough for me to do this with. And then on top of that, when I take you for what you got, you know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that you can maintain that for a while. So they looking out not really for your best interest, but their best interest. And
Oh
that's
yeah.
what
See,
do you.
and then think about it. Rehearsal. She's done this before. She's practiced this. This has been kind of what they do in the backstage. They choreograph what she's has this choreographed before she put on her big performance. It's always a big performance that they could tell their friends about. This great legendary story of how they screwed a man out of everything he ever had.
Mm. Now, with
See it be
rehearsal, right?
working.
And I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off. I was about to say, like, with the rehearsal, right, and with the performance, isn't there some type of music playing?
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, you know what I'm
Yeah.
getting to, right? Now, who was the
Woo!
angel, right? And this is the angel appearing as light, but isn't that light's that fake light? You know what I'm saying? Appearing as that, playing the music, playing on your heartstrings, playing you into something else, leading you right into destruction. Puppet. See how that's all connected?
Yes. Yes. And that guitar was really a broomstick. It also has strings on it. It's all the same. She rides the guitar just like she rides the broomstick. Look very similar.
Mm. She playing on that like Jimi Hendrix.
Hey, that's the other thing. Her body, we say it's shaped like a Coke bottle. She actually doesn't mind that it's shaped similar to a guitar.
Mm.
She wants to be fiddled with the right Luciferian fingers. Ooh.
Ooh. That was deep. That one. That they ain't gonna catch that one. That's gonna be a couple weeks for they catch that one right there.
They want a man to act like an angel in public and be a demon in bed. And a man want a demon in the bed and an angel in public.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of chicks are divorcing husbands just because he didn't please me enough. He just didn't do enough. I mean, it's like, well, he got a couple of thousand on him. At least I got that out of him, but he just wasn't enough.
And then when you tell them that she wasn't enough, you know, it wouldn't have mattered what she tried. I mean, she just missed all of those lessons. Then the man gets shamed because then you're insecure and you're shallow. You see those dualities?
Mm-hmm. Prince of the Air. Is it? Ooh. Prince of Air right there.
I'll just say good luck to all y'all out there. You know, find you a good one, hold on to them because it ain't too many good ones left. If there ever was, I ain't seen one in a long while. And I've been keeping my eyes open and my ears to the street, but you know.
Oh, it's just like when Paul said it was best to be single, but given that was like in the New Testament, and I think if it applies to now, it's just basically saying that it's just best to be free of the noise. You know what I'm saying? Because you know these females that aren't women, they bring in a lot of noise to your life instead of a lot of sound, you know, to your life. You know, and it's just there's no pleasantries, you know, and it's crazy because a lot of them talk about marriage, but they just want to put on the suit. Literally, the witch put on the housewife suit, but you don't know anything about her within.
That's just the biggest stage for her. That's the biggest stage performance right there.
Ooh, going back to that rehearsal,
You ever
Mama
heard of
taught her.
rehearsal? That's it. That's a dress rehearsal. Because they
Mama taught her. Mama got her uniform. Mama, what did Mama do? Mama took her to the store, to J.C. Penney. Took her to the place where they're gonna have the rehearsal. Woo! And now she's supposed to conduct herself.
They dressed up the confrontation, the headaches, and the death to look like curves and voluptuousness, all in that tight dress. So good luck.
A witch learns from another witch. No other way.
Mm.
They don't want kids. 9 times out of 10, can't have them. So the only thing they breed is destruction.
Witchcraft, glitchcraft. You might have saw the wife and it was a glitch. Like, oh shit, the devil.
Like, what is she really bleeding? What is she really bleeding? That makes you wonder. You know.
You go describe her, and instead of the W, that B come out, and then they look at you real crazy and be like, "You better get my name right."
Ooh, man, y'all bring this heat in here. I'm definitely gonna have to talk about a lot of this on another live stream, especially like, yeah, Wando, a bunch of walking contradictions, both male and females. There's a lot of pandering going on, even on YouTube as we speak. You know, the warlocks are supporting the witches. You know,
Yeah.
That's for another topic, though. Any last thoughts before we chop this one up? Starting with you, Venom.
Oh, my last thoughts is, hopefully y'all will walk on, keep your head high, avoid narcissists, and yeah, good luck out there, because I done hung it up. I'm in retirement and chilling. Now, a bad one might pull me out of that, but that's like searching for that needle in a haystack, and I ain't looking no more. I keep my glasses clean so I can read paper.
Make sure y'all subscribe to Venom's channel. He got some good content, as well as remote control cars. If y'all into that, he's good at that. And go over to Ice. What are your final thoughts?
I would say just be peaceful. Strive to be peaceful within yourself and to be still so you can be sound. And you know what I'm saying? Because when you're sound, right, you're basically blocking out the noise and you'll be saved by that bell. I'm saying it's just going back to that. It's just like, you know what I'm saying, you'll be able to see the trick knowledge. Don't allow people to trick you out of position, and don't put people in a position that'll cause you to be stressed out over it later on. You know what I'm saying?
And I guess my final thoughts would be kind of going back to the title of Ides of March, her Ides of March, how she was the soothsayer to Julius Caesar. Don't have her be a soothsayer. Don't believe half the things she's trying to tell you if it's going against your ambitions and your visions. But yeah, before I wrap this up, make sure everybody subscribe to Ice as well as Venom. But yeah, subscribe to Ice. He's holding it down, you know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all check him out as well. But yeah, you was gonna say some Ice?
Yeah, you said that key word, soothsayer, like soothsayer. She said something real soothing. The appearance of something soothing, but it's some evil shit.
Ooh, yes.
Complacent.
It's a learned behavior for sure. It was probably passed down. I mean, because the first soothsayer was the snake, I believe. Yeah.
And how did he soothe Eve with the saying, the power of suggestion and deception, which is witchcraft? What he says, did the guy say you can't eat of all the trees? God answered her own question and made it eat, and still made it damn fruit. And guess what? She basically inherited the same thing he is. She's the handmaiden of Satan. A lot of guys.
That's deep. Like when some guys be like, I didn't even want to marry her, or she the one that actually convinced me to marry her, or let's say they were about monogamy and he wasn't really like that, but she'll be like, well, I didn't make you do it. I brought it up. And he's like, I really didn't want to do that, but you was talking a certain way, like just that, like you said, that power of suggestion,
soothsaying. Talked him right into death.
She was like, I'm all that you need. I'm all that you need.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'll be watching out for that, man. You know, when a chick just talks like she got all the answers and that she'll be all that I need. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And all that, yeah. I'll be like, not so fast.
Mm-hmm. Especially just talk too much. That's a dangerous part, because I think there's one chick, she was talking too much, and she didn't even realize she was talking too much, and she just kept talking to her, get in her front. I got this, I got that, I can do this, and just letting her talk. You understand? You're actually now you're really playing in my world, because I don't do that much talking. I pose a question or two, and then I could pretty much get you to talk, and then get you to basically tell on yourself, and then we can work it from there. Like you made my job easy. You just rolled over.
Bingo.
You try to
Bingo.
work me one way. She's like, yeah, you gotta be careful. I used to be looking in a woman's eyes, you be trying to snatch their soul. And I'm like, nah, see, looking in reverse. That's what she's trying to do to me. She's trying to look in my eyes, try to snatch my soul. Yeah, but my soul ain't for sale. You dig?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this definitely is a deep rabbit hole. We'll have to, I don't know how this will go, man. I think I probably just want to leave this out here for everybody to just kind of ponder on, man. And we'll definitely have to branch off from this, maybe talk about something similar to this down the road, man. But this has been a blessing chopping it up with y'all.
Likewise.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate everybody coming out tonight, even those listening to this on the replay. Once again, make sure you subscribe to Venom G54. Make sure you subscribe to Ice Turner Sr.
Mm-hmm.
And with that said, we're avoiding the witches going forward beyond March. We was like this before March, though. Ooh.
Pretty much.
Well, y'all take it easy, everybody, and we will see y'all on the next one.
Indeed. Peace.
Signing out.